Hi, Daniel. Commiserations, another defeat. What was your assessment of that overall?
Yes, of course, at the moment, they are not happy days for us because once relegation is confirmed and you lose a game, it's not like you're unbelievably happy. But if I'm honest, I'm happy with the reaction of my lads today because it was, of course, a difficult game. Two days ago, we were relegated to the championship and had today a game away at Chelsea. Chelsea highly motivated. They need to win this game, especially after the Sheffield defeat, in order to finish in Champions League positions. So it was, of course, a difficult game, and I think we were pretty competitive. Tactical approach was spot on. We were unbelievably organized in defensive terms. Looked pretty sharp, and we're not far away from traveling back with 1 point. So for that, I'm pretty pleased with this performance. Although, of course, we are disappointed we lost this game.
Is it difficult to motivate a set of players who have already been relegated? And I appreciate you've only had a few days to kind of work it out, but I mean, it's been a difficult restart for you. Are the players looking forward to a break? Is it difficult to enter these games, are you finding?
Yes, in general, it's of course difficult. Especially we have so many young players, and it's more or less their first setback in their whole career. So since they are wearing a yellow shirt, they just know one way, and the way is up. So once you then the first time in your life are also a bit criticized, you feel okay. There's also a limit and difficult time. It's not easy to handle it. You have to learn it. But I was even more pleased with this reaction because once you are relegated quite often, then it's more like, the performance is more like you think about just your individual game. You want to shine with a goal or with assist or special trick, but we were far away from that today. So we were pretty united and pretty spirited and together and worked pretty hard for the team. And I was really pleased how my players handled this disappointment and showed such a great unity today on the pitch. And for that, just compliments today.
Are you concerned about the run of defeats? I'm thinking back to 12 months ago when Huddersfield they'd been relegated. They were quite positive about the following season. They've had this awful run of defeats, which eventually resulted in the manager being sacked a few months into the campaign. A year on, they're now looking at relegation to League One. How critical is it that you can change the mentality on your players going into next season? And I understand that there will be changes in the squad personnel as well.
Yeah, it's always the first season after relegation is unbelievably difficult. Yeah, because everyone is aware and wants to win against a side who is just relegated. Because in the eyes of many people, you are one of the favorites in this league, and of course, we also want to be competitive in the championship and would like to return back to the Premier League rather sooner than later. But it's difficult because many players are also a bit used and to lose games and to suffer many setbacks, and it's not that easy. So it will be a huge task. Of course, it would also help a bit, like if we are there with some good performances, also good results in last two games. So we are trying our best in order to manage this, but it will be a huge task anyway. And in terms of getting this mentality out. So also like to get used to bad results anyhow, and to get back to our way. Once we were there with unbelievable point record and scoring record and winning the championship title, it won't be easy. So we're realistic and we know this, but that's more or less like what we are trying to handle. But it will mean hard work. That's definitely for sure.
Will it be even more difficult given that the break between the end of this season and next season will probably be quite short? So you'll have less time to work in. It's a completely different scenario to what even Huddersfield had to deal with last season, where at least they got 6-7 weeks.
Yes, I totally agree. So it helps when you have a bigger break. So it's more like you can draw a line under it, and a proper preseason with many friendlies. So to prepare the new team. So this time it will probably be that we have a short break, and then perhaps the team is 1 or 2 weeks together. And then there's also like in September also the date for the national teams, and many players will be away. It's not that easy to work on this unity and this team building and mentality of the team. So it's even more complicated because the break is that short. But it's for all the teams the same, so we can't complain too much about it. It's just the reality, the situation. But it will be a huge task without any doubt.
Just finally, for me, I know he played on, but it looked quite a difficult knee injury for Tim Klose, who's had problems with his knee earlier on, although I'm not sure if it's the same one. How is he?
So you mean Tim Klose?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, he seems to be all right. So there was a hit against his knee, and I was fearing the worst if I'm honest. But thank God he could go further on, and he need to go further on. Yeah, because we don't have any centre back and full back at the moment on the bench. So big compliment in general to all my defensive players. So Jamal Lewis, Ben Godfrey, Max Owens, first season in the Premier League, and they have to play each every second at the moment. It's not that easy, especially when you play all 3 days. So in general, so it's important that we also come good and without injury through the last 2 games, and that's what we are all hoping for. And Tim seems to be all right.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aidan.
Cheers, guys. All the best.
All the best.
Joseph Prince Wright. Joseph, are you able to start your video, please?
Yep, there we go. Hi, Daniel. Thanks for your time. I want to ask you about Christian Pulisic, obviously with the assist today. He's someone you know from your time at Borussia Dortmund, coaching, and saw him when he first came to Germany. What do you think of his progression and his career, and how far do you think he can go, knowing him as well as you do?
Yeah, first of all, I would value and appreciate if Christian would be in my team, though, without any doubt. Though there's a reason why Chelsea spent, I don't know, I think 60 million pounds or something like this. So of course I know him still out of my time from Borussia Dortmund. He's a brilliant lad and always humble and always with both feet on the ground and works unbelievably hard on the pitch, and a player full of potential. So he will have a bright future. And it was much money, but definitely he's worth each and every pound. Because he's a top class player, and sadly he proved this also today with a great cross. I would have preferred that he was not able to find Giroud in this moment, who is still a top class striker. But Christian will have a bright future, and he will be a world class player one day, and is on the best way in order to develop exactly in this direction.
And I saw you had a nice moment with him at the final whistle. You kind of had a chat and caught up. What was said there? Did you have any words for him, or did he have anything to say to you?
Yes, what is said is always under us, and of course, so there are many players, especially in the Chelsea squad, I really value, and I think they're not just great football players, but also great characters. But sadly, there's not that much time at the final whistle to speak to all of them. Just a few words, but yeah, it's always great to see lads like Christian again, and for that, really, I wish him all the best for the future. I think he will have definitely a bright future.
And the last one from me, when you're going into, as you said, such a short break now, are you already starting to turn your mind towards next season and look at positives from each performance, or is it all about the next few games?
No, I'm fully concentrated and focused on this season. So it's not like I want to give any gifts away or want to try already something for the next season. So for that, I'm too professional. I want to finish as strong as possible, and I think that's quite important. And then, yeah, of course, and more like from the first day when this season is finished, we'll concentrate on the next season. Of course, in the background, we're of course doing some planning stuff, but my focus, what all that we do in training and also in the games, is just on this season, because I think it's important that we finish as strong as possible.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, Joseph. Okay, finally, Paddy Davids.
Paddy,
you're on mute, Paddy.
Sorry. Been a long night.
Yeah.
Daniel, sorry, commiserations. One from me, if I can. Just that is, unfortunately, club record, 8 consecutive defeats. How much, because you know how much those boys have put in, how much would you be hurting for them? Because obviously nobody wants to be associated with a record like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it will be in the statistic, and also probably with an unbelievable low amount of points we will finish the season. So we can't avoid this anymore. It's of course disappointing and sad, and I feel for the lads. Yeah, because once they deliver such a spirited performance like today, and also fight together, show great unity and aggressiveness, they definitely deserve to break this curse of losses without any doubt. So would have for that we were also highly motivated, especially in the last 10 minutes, to press high, to send them up front, because we wanted to have this goal in order to reward ourselves at least with 1 point. It wouldn't help to stay in this league. But I think this lads deserve, after such a performance, much more, and I feel for them. So right now it's a fact. Yeah, we can't change it. Yeah, we had several losses in the row. We're not happy with them. We are always angry when we are not there with a top class performance, when we're not spot on like we were, for example, against West Ham or also Arsenal away. If we perform like today, then I can't complain too much. And for that, many compliments for the performance, many compliments for the commitment. Yeah, sadly with the wrong outcome today.
Thanks, Daniel. All the best. Cheers.
Thanks, Paddy. Thanks, everyone. We'll make the recording available as per usual. Just drop myself or shout an email if you wish to receive. But thank you and good evening.